Hey, it's me. I want to make a video. I've kind of talked about this before. My cat's down here if you see his little ear or whatever. Um, I've talked about this before, but I kind of feel like there's more to expand on. And it's basically, hi. I just kind of want to talk about how I'm feeling in regards to going on disability. I did officially cut back my hours at work, so I'm not on disability yet, but in order to even be considered for getting disability, you have to work under a certain amount of hours. And so I talked to my boss, and starting this week, I'm only working 2 days a week, which is Fridays and Sundays. I figured if we started in September, because they also look at the amount of money you make in a month, so I figured let's just start it in September. And it actually worked out really nice. For me, there's a salon in our company pretty nearby that closed, and so a lot of the stylists came to our work, and so he's gonna fuck up something. And so with that, I didn't have to worry about my boss being frustrated that she has to find people to cover my hours or whatever, because there's 5 people that just started that can cover my hours. So that's awesome. I'm concerned financially with disability, but I'm not that concerned. I think I should be fine. I think I just have to be a little more conscious of spending money. And then also for example, I was able to cut my car insurance almost in half by going to another insurance company, so that's gonna help a lot, because I was paying a lot for insurance and I didn't realize it for the longest time. So I just kind of have to be a little more aware of what I'm doing with my money now. And I forget which video it was, but I put in another video that I was talking about disability, that I'm really worried that I'm gonna have all this time. I'm gonna have 5 days a week where I'm not working, and I'm partially worried that I'm gonna basically waste all that time and not take care of myself, and then I'm just gonna be sitting at home doing nothing on disability, and there's no purpose for me doing that. And I know the simple solution is well, then do your shit, and I get that, but I've been really struggling emotionally with having CF and with having it become so real. Growing up, it wasn't that hard to deal with. I was a normal kid. A lot of people didn't even know I had CF. My classmates did, one, because my mom would come in every year and do a little class about CF, and we would teach the class what it means and what it does. And then also, I always had to go to the nurse before lunch to take my medicine that I take before I eat. But other than that, I didn't have a lot of symptoms or signs that people could just look at me and be oh, this person's sick, oh, this person has CF. And I was always kind of on the smaller side, but still, you don't have to have CF to be small. That's just, So as I got older, it got worse. In high school, I was definitely coughing more. Hi, baby. In high school, I was definitely coughing more, so people noticed that, but I could still function. It was just a cough. It's oh, okay. And then after high school is when things really started to kind of plummet, and it's just been getting worse and worse and worse. And it kind of hit me hard. On Wednesday, I had a surgery for my kidney stones, which I posted about either Thursday or Friday. And the kidney stones was fine and stuff, but to do the surgery, they had to put me under anesthesia. And I had been fine in the past with it, but this time what ended up happening, when I was in surgery, I started coughing, but because I was asleep, I couldn't wake up and sit up and clear my lungs and go back to normal. If I'm at home and I'm sleeping and I start coughing or something, I wake up, I sit up, I get better. I go back to sleep, but like I'm medically sedated, so that wasn't happening, and I kept on coughing, and I was laying on my back, and I guess essentially was like choking on my saliva and my mucus and all that, and so they ended up putting a breathing tube in me, and they kept me in the ICU after the surgery, just to keep an eye on me. But they were really worried. I didn't realize, like when I woke up, I didn't realize that they were worried. I guess because I was awake, so then things were okay. But before I woke up, they were really concerned, and they were talking to my friend who brought me and scared the living shit out of her. And so then she like called, or she got in touch with people who got in touch with my family and my friends and stuff. And it was just like everyone was very scared. And even though it ended up being fine, and like in reality it really wasn't all that serious, it just kind of hit me like yesterday that like even though like this time it ended up being okay, it worries me about the future, and I don't normally worry about things, so I'm kind of like a little bit frazzled. So I'm kind of like trying to process how I'm feeling and stuff, I guess. Every time I get sick, it's usually a little bit worse, maybe a little bit better, but it's just kind of, like, it's not good. It's not like, I don't know, it's not good, obviously. But as you get sick, your lungs get scarred. It's not like you don't heal completely. So when I get sick, it's making it worse for later and everything like that. And I keep on getting sick. And then as soon as I'm on antibiotics or I begin to get healthy again, I ignore the fact that I have CF. And I'm so terrible at doing what I'm supposed to do to take care of myself. I have a list of medications, you know, like you can't even see, like this long, if not longer. And I do maybe like, what is he doing? I do not a lot of them. And there's this huge like emotional block for me, which is why I keep avoiding it, and clearly like I'm not getting better, so I need to face it. What are you doing? But it's not, I don't know how, and it's really frustrating to stop. Don't bite me, please, or I will have to kick you out of my room. Okay, you're good. It's really scary, and I worry for myself, but I don't know how to express that, and I don't know how to do the things I need to do to take care of myself. And like I talk to my doctors and they try to make it easier, like for example, okay, I need to take insulin when I eat, and I don't carb count, and I don't take my insulin, and my nutritionist is really recommending that I carb count and take my insulin, and she's like, well, you don't have to do everything, you don't have to look it up every time, but what if you figured out, you know, like find like the top 3 meals that you eat, because I eat the same thing pretty regularly. She's like, what if you find the top 3 meals that you regularly eat, you figure out the carbs for those, so that way whenever you're eating those you don't have to think about it and you just know how much to take. And like that's a great idea. What she told me is a great idea and would really work and is really beneficial, but I still just don't do it. And it's not like, there might be a small factor of laziness, but I really think that there's something like way bigger in my brain that's holding me back, and I don't know like what it is. And like they've come up with a lot of like almost like compromises or like helpful tips on Toby. or like helpful tips on how to basically deal with my CF. And Toby, don't bite me, oh my god. And I'm still like failing at everything. And I can't, I figured out part of the reason why, I guess. But like overall, I still don't know why. So I do want to get a therapist that specializes with CF and or chronic illness people, so that like they have a little bit more understanding of what's going on with me, because I really want to get better, but I'm just feeling like very stuck in the same place, and I don't know why I'm not budging and why I'm not moving. And I can watch it happen. I can watch myself get sick. I can watch myself be so angry at myself or so frustrated. I'm like watching it all happen. But I don't feel like there's anything I can do about it. And I know that that's not true, which is why I want to talk to a professional and figure something out. But I don't like being stuck in this like rut. And I don't like feeling like I'm failing, because like I am. Like if this was a test, I would be failing. And then people don't understand, because they're like, well, like they don't understand. It's this like endurance that I don't have for taking care of myself. And then it feels like so much. And then also I'm very much like a live in the moment, spontaneous kind of person. But like with this, you have to plan things out, because like it has to be a priority. I'm very much a live in the moment kind of person, but because of that, I don't plan for the future. And in some ways, it's really fucking great. And I find a lot of freedom in that, but with CF, there needs to be a little bit of planning. So I'm trying, or I want to get better at that. I'm not trying. I feel worn out by all this, and I haven't even done anything. So that's what's like frustrating me. And I don't want to keep going downhill, but I do. And I get really overwhelmed. Like people, or my thought process or whatever is that like, okay, I'll introduce like one thing at a time. So today I'll start doing my nebulizers, and then in 2 weeks or in a month or something, I'll start doing my insulin, and then like, work it from there. And like in theory that's good, but as soon as I begin to think about the future, and I realize that I can never have a break ever from CF, it just makes me so anxious and so angry and so like overwhelmed. That's like a really big part of it, I think. There's no end until I die. It's not like I want to die. I used to in high school, And then I actually was able to get away from that place mentally. But now I'm stuck here physically in a shitty place. And I don't know. But it's just so overwhelming to think that, like, every time I eat for the rest of my life, I need to take insulin. Or every morning when I wake up, I need to do my nebulizer, and I need to plan for that. I need to wake up at a certain time so that I have enough time to do that and to eat and to whatever the case is. And then I also have to remember that I have to eat so much each day. It just feels like so much. And people's responses are usually either like, I get that, but you just have to get over it. Like, that's, even if it's said with love or with truth or whatever, that's like what I hear from everyone. And maybe they don't even mean it like that, but that's just what I hear. And then it just makes me feel like really like alone, because I'm already like frustrated with myself and frustrated with CF and frustrated with being sick. And I have people who love me making me feel, I don't know, just making me feel like my feelings aren't like that. It's okay to have them, but that I'm going about it wrong. And I don't disagree with them. Like, clearly I'm going about it wrong, and clearly I do need to get over it. Toby, please don't. No. I know, just speaking with words or whatever, or very directly, yes, I need to get over it. But, like, that's so much harder than I feel like anyone understands. And I don't know how to make people understand because they don't have CF. And even if they do understand, it doesn't change the reality that I do need to get over it. But I mean, I'm 23 years old, and I haven't figured out how to get over it. And, like, why? Like, I've had 23 fucking years of dealing with this, and I still can't figure out how to deal with it. Like, what the actual fuck? Like, I don't understand why I can't just get over it. And, like, it's good to say, I think, like, whenever you have any kind of emotion, it's okay to say, like, I feel this way, and it's okay to feel this way, and I know that. But I don't understand why my feelings are, like, dictating everything that I fucking do when it comes to CF. I don't like that. I don't like that I don't have control, or I don't feel like I have control over what I'm doing with my CF. Like, literally, like, today, I have off work. It's a Saturday. Now, I guess I have partially an excuse because I'm still kind of recovering from surgery. But, like, in all honesty, like, it's, oh shit, I can't sell my phone. It's probably like 4:30 or 5 o'clock, and all I've done all day is sit and sleep. And I ate half of a lunch. So, what? I've been awake probably since like 8 this morning. I don't sleep in very late. So I've had 8 hours, and I've eaten half a lunch. I have not done my nebs. My nebulizer is right there. I have not done my insulin. I've not done anything besides lay here and do nothing. And like, I've sat here and thought about doing my nebulizer, and thought about how that would help, and thought about how that's probably a good idea. But I couldn't make myself get up and do it. For what fucking reason? I don't know. And that's what happens, and I'm worried. That's his foot. I'm worried that that's gonna happen every day, and I don't know why, and then it just, like, I feel, like, really, oh God, I fucking hate crying. Just kidding, I actually really like crying, but I still kind of hate it too. I don't know. I think crying is therapeutic, but, like, I don't want to cry right now. I forget where I was going. I get so angry at myself, and I don't know what to do about it. And I feel like, especially since the surgery that happened on Wednesday, and my lungs going all crazy and being put in the ICU and everyone freaking out, I feel like really, like, guilty, I guess, because I know that, like, it's not just me that I'm affecting when I'm slowly letting myself die. My friends are getting sad, my family's getting sad, they're watching me die, and there's nothing they can do about it. So, I don't want to make people feel bad. I don't know. I'm just kind of rambling at this point, but I'm just feeling very low, and although I don't think it's productive to always, or to have, like, a negative mindset, I don't think I do have a negative mindset. If this is the only video you've ever seen from me, maybe you'd think that. But I think overall, like, I do try to be productive and move forward, but I am, like, stuck in this place as of now, and I just want to, like, put that out there, because I get really frustrated because I see different people on, like, Instagram or whatever, and it just seems like they're like, oh, I have CF, but I just work with it and it's fine. And, like, maybe some people really can get through that, but there's some, like, really bad days and some really bad times, and I think that it's important to show that, whether it's with CF or with anything. I just think that it's important to see all the sides of how someone can feel, or how I do feel. And that was the purpose of me making this channel anyways, because I felt like I couldn't find a lot of raw and vulnerable and open people about CF, and I wanted to hopefully be that for somebody who is struggling. And it also gives me something to do besides lay around like a dumb fuck. So, I guess that's it. I'll see ya. Hopefully the next time I see you, I'll be in a better mood. But who fucking knows. But, alrighty. See ya.